Kern County. Many local children struggle to read at their grade level, and that's something that the Kern Literacy Council works to improve on. Here at 23 ABC, we of course want to help too, so that's why we're hosting our 3rd annual book campaign, where our employees donate portions of our paychecks to buy children's books and to fund programs for the KLC. For the first time this year, we are inviting the community to get involved too. Just head over to our website and look for the If You Give a Child a Book campaign section to donate. Well, next tonight, the Roadrunners hitting the road today for CSUB's 2nd annual Caravan Day. 23 ABC's Vanessa Romo also hitting the road for us tonight. Has more on where they went and who they went with. Vanessa?
CSUB stopped by many communities surrounding Bakersfield, and this was all an effort to connect and inform them about the blue and gold before the new school year.
CSU Bakersfield hit the road this morning, taking a road trip to Taft, Delano, Shafter, and Bakersfield for their 2nd Caravan Day. The runners packed the bus with staff, coaches, alumni, and students from CSUB. The cheer squad and even Rowdy came too, showing some love to future roadrunners, tossing shirts and performing for the crowd. President Lynette Zalesny taking part in the caravan for the first time.
So we're here today really just to bring a lot of energy and spirit. We have our coaches here today, and we want to talk about the great academic achievement of our students, our scholar athletes, and again talk about many of our accolades at CSUB.
Dr. Zalesny, the basketball coach Rod Barnes, baseball coach Jeremy Beard, and golf director Megan Thompson all speaking to the crowds, trying to recruit students, inform people, and connect with the community outside of Bakersfield.
We're trying to get out to the community, just touch them. You know, again, we're always inviting them to games and activities and seminars and come to the university, but we wanted to reach out to them and come to their place and just talk to them and have a good time.
In hopes that these visits will help these communities get involved and visit too.
Obviously, we're in Bakersfield, but we represent Kern County, and we want to do that. And we hopefully want to have enough success that they feel that they're at home when they come to our campus.
The athletics department also wanted to let the communities know of the big changes coming to the department, as well as rally together supporters to help take them to the next level.
We're really at a grassroots stage of our department now and as a university, and we're building upon the foundation that's been set. And we need community support to get behind us to take it to the next level and take the next steps.
The caravan ended in Bakersfield at Lengthwise in the marketplace, and at every location they provided food, drinks, and in this specific place, beer.
The caravan also hit the CSUB Volleyball Gold and Blue scrimmage. The Gold team won 3 out of 4 sets on the all-new Kern Schools court. Brandon?
Time out there tonight. Thank you for that, Vanessa Romo, for us. Well, next tonight, it's time to hoop once again for the League of Dreams. Tryouts for the basketball season got underway this morning. The League of Dreams is an adaptive sports league for kids between 5 to 22 years old who have physical or developmental disabilities. The basketball season tipped off, and kids will be placed on teams based on their age and ability level. Organizers say that this league is a chance for these kids to play sports.
Most of these athletes have been told that they wouldn't be able to participate in sports, especially traditional sports, and we're giving them that chance to play, to be on a team, wear a uniform, make new friends, work on their social skills, and just let them do something that they were told that they couldn't do, you know, reaching their dreams.
If you missed today's tryouts, good news, registration is still open. Just head to their website, ourleagueofdreams.com. Well, coming up next, he was one of the most celebrated diplomats in the world. We'll take a look at the life of Kofi Annan, who died this morning. Plus, donations to churches are not out of the norm, but what about digital donations? I'll tell you all about these new offerings.
And the heat wave continues, but a low pressure system brings the 90s midweek. You're watching 23 ABC News at 11.
Welcome back. He was one of the world's most celebrated diplomats, the first black African Secretary General of the United Nations, and a Nobel Peace Prize winner. This evening, the world mourning the loss of Kofi Annan, who died this morning at a hospital in Switzerland at the age of 80. ABC's Julia McFarland looks back on his life.
You have wider horizons. There are no limits to what you can achieve.
He was the first black African to serve as UN Secretary General, the highest diplomatic office in the world. Born in 1938 into an elite family in the country now known as Ghana, the son of a provincial governor, the grandson of 2 tribal chiefs. In 1962, he began his career with the UN after graduating college in the US. Decades later, in 1997, Annan was elected to the organization's top post, a position he would hold until 2006. In 2001, Kofi Annan was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in revamping the organization. But his time there was not without criticism. His department was accused of ignoring information in advance of the genocide in Rwanda, where nearly 800,000 people were massacred. And 2 years later in Srebrenica, an area UN troops promised to keep safe, more than 8,000 Bosniaks also killed. At UN headquarters today in New York City, a flag flying at half-staff in his honor. Secretary General Antonio Guterres calling him a guiding force for good. He spent his life working for peace even after he retired. Annan served as a special envoy to Syria.
Today's United Nations does more than ever before. It does it better than ever before. Yet, our work is far from complete. Indeed, it will never be.
Julia McFarlane, ABC News, London.
Well, in the meantime, dates have been announced for Aretha Franklin's funeral. The Queen of Soul died Thursday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Her body will lie in repose for public viewings on August 28th and 29th at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History in Detroit. Funeral services will follow at 10 a.m. Friday, August 31st at Detroit's Greater Grace Temple. Will be for family and close friends. Organizers are also working on a musical tribute to Franklin featuring major recording artists. Now to consumer news. You may be able to get a better deal on your next big buy. It's because a lot of our credit scores are actually going up. It's because of the 3 major credit reporting agencies tightening things up on their end. They've been getting a lot of complaints about mistakes. The agencies also stopped counting certain debts, like some medical bills and tax lines. We use our cards or our phones on the internet to pay for pretty much everything these days. But what about church offerings? Kumasi Aaron found out that more churches are turning to digital donations. Their members are welcoming the change.
We were looking, we could compare.
Twice a week, you'll find Judy Cox here, volunteering at her church.
Oh, and what's this? Because there should be a space.
It's just one of the ways she gives back.
Yeah, about this.
Her tithes and offerings are another.
For all the wonderful things that St. Andrew does for me, that I need to be able to reciprocate in a way that will be able to help them.
But she doesn't wait till the plate is passed on Sunday. She gives electronically.
It's like all the rest of my bills. I pay them electronically. Then that's one huge chore I don't have to think of each month. I just check it off and know it's been taken care of.
And right now we've got more than 40% of our congregation giving regularly electronically. And
Andy Dunning is executive pastor at Judy's church and says it's a far cry from giving patterns of the past.
Cash is the least of any of the ways that we receive donations. Some people still write checks, but it's surprising how few even do that.
Maybe because at St. Andrew, churchgoers can swipe and give at this kiosk in the lobby, text to give during service, or give online.
We want to make giving as easy and convenient as possible.
It's a trend that's spreading across the nation and the world. The Church of England says 16,000 religious sites now have access to portable card readers. And here in the U.S., hundreds of churches have installed kiosks like these.
I'm really pleased that we are finding ways for the congregation to connect to the work that we're doing and to the work that God is doing in the community.
Using a different method to continue spreading the same message. I'm Kumasi Aaron.
Very cool. Well, switching gears now, bringing in Josh Sanders taking on weather duties for us tonight. And
yeah.
Josh, I got to tell you, you are bringing us better news than Leah often does with those potential, you said potential 90s next week?
Potential 90s. Right now, we do have an AQI of 119 tomorrow, still unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you're going to go outside, just be aware of that. But yes, Brandon, like you said, we're going to have a weaker low pressure system coming off the coast around Tuesday. I want to show you this right here. So Tuesday around 8:30. You see this lighter yellow. That is this low pressure system, which is going to come in. Two things it can do. It can lower those temperatures as we go forward, as it comes down south to around Kern County. It can also take out some of this bad air quality that we're experiencing here. So again, going from the heat wave that we've been experiencing to those 90s come midweek. So looking forward to that. Now, going forward to our county forecast, well, clear skies tonight. Tomorrow, we have a high of 102 in Bakersfield, 102 in Delano, 102 in Taft, and then 103 in Arvin. Into our mountain communities, well, triple digits for Kernville and Lake Isabella, a high of 100 tomorrow, 89 in Bear Valley Springs, 82 in Pine Mountain Club. As we go to our desert communities, well, Guys, sorry, triple digits across the board, but it's going to be breezy 10 to 30 miles per hour, but 106 in Cal City, 105 in Rosamond, and 104 in Mojave. Going into our 7-day forecast, like I said, the heat wave will continue tomorrow at high 102 and Monday at 103. Tuesday, though, we're getting to around 100, and then that low pressure system coming off the coast up in Northern California coming down. We break into those 90s going forward. Great news for us here. And going into our mountain communities, well, you're going to experience some of that low pressure system as well. Kern River Valley tomorrow, high of 100, but then you break into the 90s going forward. Tehachapi, you're at 90 tomorrow, breaking into those 80s, and then Fraser Park. Well, Brandon, I always like to say that Fraser Park is good to us. A high of 88 tomorrow, and then 80s throughout the week going forward.
They're very fortunate.
They are very fortunate, and I think we're very fortunate when it comes to that low pressure system because, again, that heat wave, breaking that heat wave, getting into those 90s, I know that we're all looking forward to that.
Well, and also, like you said, the air quality also bringing that down, potentially a huge issue right now as far as just going outside. And
going forward, I know we're going to be talking about football.
Sure are.
Well, hopefully we won't have any postponements.
Yeah, what a segue, because like he said, last night that heat postponing games, but we still got them done just a little later than usual. High school football back in Kern County, plus Oakland A's, they just keep on rolling along. Sports is next. Welcome back to 23 ABC Sports, and welcome back high school football. Many of last night's games were actually delayed because of excessive heat throughout the county, with one game actually not wrapping up until past midnight. We'll get to that game in just a moment, but first we're going to head to Garces as they host Bakersfield Christian, which didn't even get started until past 9 o'clock last night. The Rams trying to get off to a better start than they did last year, and they went 0-5 to start the season. Jake Moran at a new school this year after transferring from the Drillers. Now he's with the Eagles. Drops a dime, one down for a wide-open Chris Gutierrez. He is gone, 7-0 BCHS, and then a fake here for the Rams that fools everyone, including us. It's a Manisi punch-through touchdown for Nick Tobias. That would tie the game up at 7. This game didn't start again until past 9 o'clock, and a missed late field goal from Garces able to give Bakersfield Christian the win. They had just went out 27-24. Meanwhile, Frontier trying to continue momentum from last year after head coach Chris Bandy led Frontier to their first winning record since 2012. In the first against Sunnyside out of Fresno, quarterback Dustin Montano finds Colton Baker on the right side. He stretches out to cross the goal line. Titans go up early, 7-0. Get your pictures in while you can. Titan defense bringing it tonight, bringing it last night too. Quarterback Akeem Vu drops back. He himself is dropped by Cameron Barnes for a 10-yard loss. To the second now, Clayton Kyle gets the carry. And watch him, he can move. This will be a kid to watch as we go throughout the season. Cuts across, and it's a foot race from here. Able to win that foot race. Titans go up 14-0 in the second. But on the ensuing kickoff, Sunnyside would make things interesting and respond here. Devin Jones would take the kickoff, and we're actually going to have to speed this up because we do have other sports to get to. Takes the kickoff for the Wildcats at the 5, and would take it 95 yards down to the other end zone to get Sunnyside on the board. Now a 14-7 Frontier lead, but Chris Bandy's team able to band together and get back on the ground game, which was working for them earlier. Ernest Jackson takes it this time for 6. Titans would add on quite a bit in this game. They roll in this one.